Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the God of Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with the cousin Rick the Ruler and my guy, the regular Joe. How y'all feeling tonight, man?
Feeling good
How about you, cuz?
in,
You,
in,
you
in
doing
in many ways. In many ways. Cheers.
I felt like
I see.
when oh, there you go. That's a different podcast.
Right.
I,
But
I
yeah,
felt like when the camera shifted and looked at Obi Toppin, and he was biting his nails. That's how I felt for a good portion of that last fourth quarter. I was like, man,
speaking of
this
Obi,
game is
man.
killing me.
Speaking of Obi, let's just get it started with Obi real quick. How dare you come back in the garden and hit an East Bay dunk, bro?
The audacity.
The audacity, dog. Like, all right, cool. That's when I said, "Oh, we're winning this game." That was the moment when I saw we was gonna win this game. I said, "They're not
We
about to
had
let
to
this
at
dude get
that
away
point.
with that." Yeah, I'm like,
We
you
had to.
ain't no way you're gonna let him get away with that. Shout out to the chat, Xavier Marshall's here bright and early. What's going on, my guy? How you doing? Appreciate you.
You saw Stephon Marbury. He had your name on his shirt.
Yes, he did.
Whose name?
Xavier.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. That's facts. That's facts. Yeah, he was in there, hype as hell.
Yeah, he was hype.
He was hype. He was hype, bro. Shout out to
IP
Steph.
Star. What's wrong, bro? Why you mad?
He, I was talking to him on the phone. I know why he's upset. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. Yeah, Obi. He said Obi tried to get cute. Yeah, bro. That. What the
Mhm.
heck was wrong with you? You lost your mind with that one.
He was
Like,
like,
you
"This is
lost
what
your
you guys
mind.
lost."
James says, "Let's praise OG's defense with the clutch stops." Man,
Mm.
Yes, sir. Yes,
OG
sir.
was big, bro. He was
Yep.
big.
James, by the way, welcome to the pod. Fresh from the chat to the pod. I love it.
Right. Frozen envelope. Yes, sir. My guy, Raul. Listen, don't get me. I got you. I got you, bro. Before you even get started, I got you. We're gonna work something out. But yes, yo, what up? What's good?
I
What's good,
keep
family?
I keep saying it.
Don't start because you like the amp shit. But anyway, so the Knicks, Knicks beat the Pacers 121 to 117. Tough game, bro. Like a lot. That whole game. One name that I got that pissed me off all night long, of course, was TJ McConnell.
Oh, we already know. That's gonna be all series,
Yeah.
bro.
All
Just
series, and no matter what team he's played for, he's always done it. He's always done it, no matter where he's at. He's just a pest. And I was telling my coworker earlier, he was talking about it. He was like, "Who's that dude? He ain't really gonna do nothing." I said, "Okay, you
yeah,
you don't know
yo,
this
yeah,
guy
it's
here, man."
crazy. It's crazy. I was telling my sister because my sister is like, I think my sister's like a Knicks fan now. I don't know what's going on here, but
A lot of conversions going on around
Yeah,
him.
a lot of that.
but I was telling her like, yo, no matter what team, no matter what, TJ McConnell gonna cook the Knicks show.
Yeah. No
Mhm.
matter what, he hates.
Why he wasn't in the game? Why he wasn't in the game down the stretch? Listen, Rick Carlisle, shout out to you, brother.
Listen, Rick Carlisle has made a lot of questionable coaching decisions in the past couple of years. So, I
Mhm.
mean, I'm not surprised. Like, mentioned Jalen in game 7, only giving them 10 minutes when he was in Dallas. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that was on Jalen's mind tonight, too. He doesn't forget anything. But yeah, man. He said, so Xavier says, I'm going to just let you interpret this. This could go a lot of ways.
Nixon 5. Nick and Tom. Nick.
5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't.
Time.
You got me, Xavier. I don't know. I don't got
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to figure it
I'm
out.
thinking too hard. I felt like the
I'm way too many shots deep to. I can't.
facts. And Raul, see, like I said, always aiming shit, Joe. You see, amp king. But shout out to you. So let's get into it. So the Knicks, of course, we take the dub at home. So the problem that I see we've had obviously is sometimes I feel like our defensive effort it's like we start to look around like what the hell are we doing sometimes, and it's like, yo, like slow down. Like there was one play where Jalen at the end where he had ended up throwing the ball off of Tyrese and it hit him. That was one of the plays that IP Star and I was talking about. Like why did you need to jump and make that pass? Like I'd have just held it, stood there.
Then we had a timeout. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, and we had a timeout. Those are one of those plays
what are we doing?
Seriously, like what is going on here? And I'm like,
what's the deal, guys?
It's a 1-point game. Just hold the ball, go to the line. Like I don't understand what.
Well, he was. So the pass was thrown to him.
Right.
He started to cut one way, and the pass got inbounded. We were lucky he even caught it. If I'm being honest,
yeah, because that's
because he was running away from the ball when he caught that. He was running in the opposite direction, and he was able to corral it with his left hand.
Right.
I don't know how. I'm happy he did.
He stepped out.
I'm happy he did it too.
But after that, like, dude, just call the timeout.
Right. Yeah, just call the timeout, bro.
We needed to get bailed out. If we're being honest, come on, guys.
We did.
Come on.
We did.
Come on.
Bailed out.
We needed to get bailed out by a moving screen. I will take it.
Yeah.
Zach Zarba. The ball's on you, bro.
But
the ball's on you, Zach.
I'm not gonna lie to you though. If he didn't sell that offensive foul, he wouldn't have called that.
If he doesn't get the call, though, we are screwed.
We're screwed. That's what I'm saying.
He had to sell because Miles Turner is wide open for a three.
Yeah. That play would have been bad and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, people are gonna say something about him flopping, of course, but let's be honest. Can we trust that the refs are gonna make every call right? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? So you have to sell that every single time. That's why Jalen does it. He does it all season long. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really care. I don't really care at all. If you have to do it, you do it then. And I'm not mad that he did it. But we had to get bailed out, like you said. We had
James. James, I agree with you, bro. Nah, don't even entertain that, Cap. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it, bro. Just skip over it. Just go straight to James, bro.
I will put a link in the chat so y'all can come up and say a few words later on. So if you would like to do so, stick around. Okay, got you. Anyway, let's talk. What was James talking about? James says Brunson height forces those jump passes to happen. One of the shortcomings, no pun intended. Yeah, I mean that's definitely the issue here is size. You know what I mean? Like, who is he going to pass it to? He can't see over these guys. All they got to do is put their hands up and just stand next to him. Like, he's not going to be able to see out of that. So, I mean, that's one of the disadvantages. But luckily, it worked out in our favor. And like you said, that offensive foul came at the right time. They came just at the right time. Go ahead,
but honestly, we wouldn't have needed that if the refs were just calling the fouls that actually existed. Like, they try to give it back on some of these other calls that when they challenged, they realized there was nothing. I didn't like the officiating at all, man. I feel like they let a lot of stuff go that were legitimate. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the stuff that they called, you'd have been like, oh, come on. You could have let that one go.
Right,
but
right.
I wasn't happy with that.
That's Zach Zarba, though. You know what I mean? Like, and he once he's the head chief, like he's the head ref, like
that foul on Dante on the screen, oddly enough, where he knocks Turner over. I need to see that again because I was like, what?
Why you didn't
like?
Oh, when he knocked Turner over.
So here's the thing. I couldn't believe that he called it, but then when he called the moving screen on Miles in the final minute, I couldn't believe he called that either. Yeah. So it's like I don't know what's happening here, but I'll take it. Some of these fouls are like, what's going on?
But that's why I always say, man, like, don't leave it to the refs. Please, just don't leave it to the refs. It's whatever you can do to keep ahead in the game, so where the point to the point where you don't need the refs to make the right call every single time. Like, that's what you need to do, because especially when it comes to the playoffs, it's not like a regular season game, and you wake up the next day and you playing the Timberwolves, or you're playing the Bucks the next game. Like, this is the playoffs. Every single game matters, so you can't leave anything on the table. So personally, I'm glad that they did that. And if there's one guy I got to give the credit to, it's my guy Josh Hart, man. You know what I mean? As I always say, my favorite
everywhere.
Nick, my favorite Nick, man. 9 of 13 from the field, 1 of 1 from the 3-point line, 5 of 8 from the free throw line, 13 rebounds, 4 of those offensive, 8 assists, which is just crazy. 3 steals, 1 block. The 5 turnovers is especially the timing on those.
You live with it. You live with it. You live with it, though.
You live with them. I don't care about the number. I don't care about the
number. You got to, bro.
I don't care about the number.
It's when he does it. It's when he does it.
When he does it. It's when they happen. Just like the Jalen one. Just like the Jalen one. But like I said, you live with it. We get the dub. You know what I'm saying?
We play in the mud, baby. I'm gonna keep saying it. We play in the mud, yo.
24. We
play in the mud.
And talk to me about Josh Hart, Joe, because I know I could sit here and wax poetically about Josh Hart all day long.
Yo, Josh Hart is like the Terminator. Like, is this guy, like, I literally turned to my sister at one point, like, this guy can't be human, bro.
He can't.
Like, 48 minutes? Yes, 48 minutes tonight. He didn't sit at all. That's what that means, by the way.
Crazy, bro.
12 times 4 is 48. He didn't sit at all, bro. He's flying around in the fourth quarter like it's the first quarter. Like, what? He's holding his, sometime in the third quarter, he's like holding his hip or something, like something's wrong with him. And it's like, he's just like, nah, I'm good. And he just brushes it off and just goes back to just, it's just beautiful chaos, yo. It's beautiful chaos, bro.
That's what
he literally, they asked him about his rebounding, right?
Yeah.
And he said, I just be running around.
He deadass said that.
And he literally, can I say one thing though?
What? So
my boy, right, who I grew up playing ball with, he's like 6'1.5", 6'2", maybe.
Mm-hmm.
We played, around Brunson side. We played in a few men's leagues, and usually he ended up being the big on our team.
Mm-hmm.
And there were always teams that were like bigger than us.
Right.
There was always a team that had like some 6'7" guy. And my boy would dominate the glass.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a Bulls fan, but he's like he's go Knicks right now, yo. 100% go Knicks. He loved Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, with Josh Hart, what people don't understand, he said to me, and this is him speaking from personal experience. He said what Josh Hart is doing is actually not that hard. He was like, you literally just have to go and do it though.
Yeah.
He was like, a lot of people don't want to actually put in the work to go do it, and that's why they don't, and that's why they can't. He was like, yo, bro, I am Josh Hart, so I know. He was like, yo, I literally just run around. He was like, nobody ever boxes me out. He was like, and I just fly in and grab rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, and next thing you know, he was like, at the end of the game, I have 17 points and 14 rebounds, and they're wondering how.
Yeah.
That's what my boy said to me.
I was gonna make that point. Not about your boy, but about Josh Hart. Like, nobody boxed him out. Like, he's getting all of these boards. Nobody's looking to put a body on him. Yeah. And it's just like he looks at the shot, and it's just like he knows exactly where to be.
Mm-hmm.
And he's everywhere.
Yep. Everything he does is just, to me, it's I know you I was gonna put it on the screen, but I couldn't put it on the screen. But the chat,
why, yo? Well, why you say fuck me for?
He's like, what the fuck is doing? The 50 Cent shit. Yo, I'm crying. But yeah, man, Josh Hart, it's the thing that, first of all, did you finish your point on Josh Hart, Rick? Because I was gonna go to you next anyway. I didn't want to, like I said.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. He's everywhere. It's like he knows exactly where to be, where the ball is gonna be, he reminds me of when Dennis Rodman was on The Last Dance talking about how he knows where to be. He knows where to be after the rebound. Like anytime I see Josh Hart, he comes crashing in and grabs the board. I'm like, yo, he knows exactly where to be.
Yeah, every single time. And the shot is falling. You know what I mean? He's taking the right shots. He's getting up and down the court. You know what I mean? And that's the thing I like about Josh the most is when he gets a rebound, he's not looking around for somebody to pass it to get it up the court. He's out like immediately.
Yeah. Coast
he
to
gets
coast.
the
How many
ball
times he went coast to coast?
at least 5 to 6 times a night, and it takes him about 3 to 4 seconds to get up the court every single time, which is crazy, bro. That's how you get those points on the board. Like you don't have to sit here and go through a half court offense just to get some buckets on the board.
Right.
And that's the thing about him. Yeah, man. And I've said it since last year. Dante is not having fun in the chat, bro. He's not.
I'ma just keep cheesing too, bro. just because it's irking him, and I love it.
Yo, it's hilarious, bro. Because I wish I could show you the text messages we be having.
I can only imagine.
This dude, it's hilarious because he really hates the Knicks.
He really doesn't.
But
he loves the Knicks.
He's a Brunson fan, but now he's starting to turn into a Knicks fan. I had him watching a Knicks show the other day, and he was like, "Yo, bro, I can't believe it." He said, "I felt filthy, bro." And I understand, bro, because he's not supposed to like any New York teams. So for a New York guy to actually like a New York team, I feel like I've done my job on this earth as a Knicks fan. So we're gonna keep it going from there. But yeah, man. Now Tyrese Halliburton, there were some points tonight where he made a lot of key plays. And you know, you expect those because of who he is. You know what I'm saying? He's Tyrese freaking Halliburton. But he only hit 2 shots tonight, and they were both threes.
I got so much to say, bro.
They were both threes, bro. Now, the man still had 23 points. Don't ask me how. I don't know how. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong stat.
I'm about to say there's no way. Yeah,
I'm sorry. That threw me off.
Yeah, 6 points, bro.
6 points. 6 points, 4 steals, 8 assists. That's the thing about Tyrese Halliburton and all these fans that want Jalen Brunson to be Tyrese Halliburton is the passing. Now, I do understand there are times I was talking to my boy Jelani while watching the game, and Jelani was he was a point guard his whole life, so he's very critical of point guards. Very critical. It doesn't matter who you are. He's going to be critical. But it's usually just. You know what I mean? It's good for good. It's for good reason. You know what I'm saying? But one thing he did say is that he wants Brunson to continue moving the ball because, you know, he dribbles for 10 seconds and he throws it out and the guys don't get a shot up. And then, you know, that's how we start to get bogged down in those plays or those moments where they go on runs because now we're looking for a bucket. And that's typically how it goes. That's just how the game flows. When you're taking shots and you're not making shots and no one else is making shots, typically the defense starts to fall off because it's a momentum thing. That's just how it is. No one can sit there and play amazing defense when you're not making shots. Like I've never seen it done before because it's a morale thing. Yeah. If you're not making shots, that ball's not going in. Everybody, you see another team get hyped. You're psycho if you're okay in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like this, that's just how I see the game. So I understand when there's times where Jalen, he gets in his bag a little bit sometimes and then he doesn't move the ball around. But usually a timeout's called and then he just gets right back into getting everybody involved. And that's the thing about Jalen. It's not like when he does make selfish plays, because a lot of people like to say the way he plays is selfish. I don't know who the hell else you're gonna give the ball.
Keep shooting that thing, bro.
Yeah, right. I don't know who else you're gonna give the ball to on this team. But he has to do what he's doing, or we won't be here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. I get it. People might like to say, oh, he's going for 40 every game, like he's being selfish and he's not looking for his teammates. It's like, yo, if he doesn't get going, nobody else is gonna get a chance to get going.
It's true. And who do they want him to pass it to? Who
to create their own shot, right?
I mean, can I say something?
Go ahead.
Can I say something? So remember I said I seen something tonight, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you wasn't backstage, Ricky. I was telling Kat that I seen something tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just talking about Jalen Brunson, right? And the contrast between him and Tyrese Halliburton.
Mm-hmm.
What Jalen Brunson did tonight, the Pacers needed Halliburton to do tonight.
Facts.
Exactly.
But Halliburton is not that type of player.
He'll never be.
And the problem is, and this is when I say I've seen something, if the Knicks are going to continue to play like this, right, the way we do, like I said, we play in the mud, yo. If these games keep coming down to the wire the way they are, as long as the Knicks can be solid in their defensive principles in the fourth quarter, like I don't see us losing 4 games that come down to the wire in this series because we have that guy and they don't. And you seen when the game was on the line. That's why I kept telling people, because people in the chat were saying they were kind of disappointed in OG's defense on Siakam, but I knew that, like, just from watching the Pistons series, the Philly series, I mean, like, OG and the Knicks in general usually turn it up a little bit of a notch when it matters the most on defense. And we seen it in the fourth quarter from OG, right? Like, we seen him in those final minutes turn it up and literally be the difference. Like, he had the steal, right? When I think it was Nemhard who he just dug in and stripped him. Right. Then he had another play. I think it was a defensive stop on Siakam where he just battles him up. And then he had like another deflection that ended up kicking around and turning into a steal. Like, so I was never worried like about Siakam down the stretch, because I still feel like we have that guy down the stretch of games who is going to save his fouls, right? And when it's time to get physical and it's time to get aggressive in the fourth quarter, that's what he's going to do. And that's what we seen tonight. Like, that was not a coincidence that he turned it up a notch in the fourth quarter on Siakam.
Yeah, for sure.
That was by design, bro.
Don't get me wrong. There were some shots that Siakam was hitting over him that were pretty impressive, but he's doing that because he's taller than him. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he wasn't playing great defense.
Absolutely. And we can't forget that they used to be teammates. So he knows OG's defense. He probably knows exactly how he's going to play defense on him and positions himself to shoot over the defense. I don't think there's much more that OG could have done. I think it was well contested, those shots over.
Facts. And he still only ended up with 19 points.
Yeah. There was a few possessions where like he beat him down the court and like sealed his position early. Yeah. And the Pacers did what they did and they kicked it ahead and he was able to hit like a quick turnaround.
Right.
That's kind of how that's how he gets his points.
Right.
In the post, really. Like, he's been doing that since Toronto. He's not so much a great post-up player, but he's fast. So he usually beats his guy down the court, seals him, and he gets a basket. And OG is not going to waste a foul there.
Exactly.
Fact.
No need for it.
There's no, and that's the thing. Like you said, he's going to save his fouls for when it matters. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference between a guy like him and like Hartenstein. Like, Hartenstein gets those fouls out of there whenever he needs to get them. Like, he's like, I ain't saving none of these. I might chill. Like, if the coach don't pull Hartenstein out, he'll get 4 or 5 fouls in a quarter. Like, he did it versus the Sixers. Yeah. You know, and don't get me wrong, it was Joel Embiid, but still at the same time, it's like you made the same mistake 4 times in one quarter. Like, that was crazy.
He was baiting them.
He was baiting them every single time. And you know what I mean? And there's certain guys who just don't have the defensive instincts that OG has. And when you have a guy like that, that's why I kept saying he is the most important injured player that I want back on this team. Yeah. And it's not that I was saying I didn't want Randall. It's even with Randall, we are scary on defense if there's not one guy that can get into whoever the star is. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely was always a big listen, let's get OG back before we get anybody back, because that's very, very important for me. You know what I'm saying? So, personally, I just think that with a guy like OG on your team, you're always going to have a chance to go deep into like the Eastern Conference Finals and stuff like that. Who knows how far we can go after that? But, honestly, like, you're good. You're good when you have a guy like that there. James says, great point. You can't play great defense in the clutch if you timid and worried about fouls. Be economic with your fouls throughout the game. Exactly. And that's the beautiful part about it to me, is that he just knows when to use his fouls. And it's cool. It's cool to me. I really don't care when he does get into foul trouble early, because I do know that he's gonna calm himself down, unlike a guy like Hartenstein. But anyway, don't want to talk too much about that. But just to throw his stats up there, OG, he had 13 points, 2 steals, 4 assists, 9 rebounds, and he was 3 of 7 from the 3-point line. Who was, our best shooter at the 3 besides Dante DiVincenzo tonight. So, and I actually felt bad to my guy, Leo. He asked me if Brunson was going to hit 2 threes tonight. I was like, yeah, of course. And he was like, what about Halliburton? Is he going to get 10 rebounds? I'm like, yeah, of course. 10 assists. I'm like, yeah, of course. And neither one of them hit that mark. So he didn't make money tonight because of me. So this is why I don't better than Knicks anymore, personally. But OG 5 of 14. He did struggle early with those posts that they were trying to get him going. But I don't want to brag too much on the post offense from him. I get why they were going to it, but at the same time, like, you need a little bit more time for you throwing the ball to OG in the post, and like, yeah, go ahead, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But credit to him. So the other guy we got to talk about before we get to Jalen Brunson, obviously, is the most important player on this team outside of Brunson offensively, and that's Dante DiVincenzo. And I've said it multiple times, Dante DiVincenzo on this team, it's not just about how many points he scores and how many 3-pointers he hits. It's he just has to be involved. And if he's not involved, the coach pulls him. And when the coach pulls him, it's not just about the 3-point shot you're not getting from Dante, because that's what people like to think. Oh, we're not going to have any threes. And it's not about the threes. To me, personally, it's really just about all of the plays that he makes off the ball. You know what I mean? Because that's something that you don't get from all these other guys. He's cutting baseline. He's getting in the lane and making getting steals from in the passing lane. Just everything that he does outside of shooting is very important. He's not just standing in the corner waiting for his turn to shoot. You know what I mean? He puts himself in the right position, in the right angle. Whenever someone's cutting, he slides down to that point of the 3-point line and make himself still visible. He just makes the right reads in the right place, even when he doesn't have the ball. Now, my thing about Dante sometimes has been your creation on ball. It's a little shaky sometimes. Like, a lot of the shots Dante does get they are assisted shots. But tonight, Dante, he was getting busy. He was putting the ball on the floor, getting to the basket, getting by guys. And that's what you want to see Dante doing. If he's getting to the basket and he's doing his thing, who cares if the shot isn't falling all the time? But usually when he's getting to the basket, the shot starts to fall and everything comes together. But Rick, tell me what you've seen from Dante, man. Talk to me.
One of the things that I loved about Dante initially when he came to New York was his defense. I loved how intense he is, and he keeps that up throughout. But I do feel like without the offense that he provides, sometimes it throws him off. And I think that's why he gets pulled, because he just looks defeated out there. Even though the intensity of the defense remains, I think on offense he becomes lost. And if he's not shooting, it's kind of like, we gotta do something else. Like you said, he's the second most important player as far as it comes to offense on this team. So if he's not scoring, we got to go somewhere else, and there's not that many options for us. So I love that. He had a rough first quarter, but I love that he turned it around and felt comfortable shooting that 3, because he was deep on some of these threes. Yeah, and I was just like, I love that he's comfortable taking that shot.
Right. So that's Dante for you. Joe, talk to me, man. How you feeling about Dante, bro?
Yo, I just want to talk about the 3 that he hit with
the most important.
Let me see. I got it right here with 40 seconds left. Put the Knicks up 118, 115. Yeah. What were the Pacers doing, bro? Like, I'm literally watching it. And Jalen is just baiting them. Like, he had no intentions on shooting that ball.
No.
He's baiting them, bro. Like you can see he's baiting them to get Dante an open three. Like you can't double, right? Remember the Knicks were doing that shit in game 4. Game 5, actually. That was the game when Maxey went out. In game 5, they were doubling off of Maxey, but they were like doubling off of him when he was one, like they were doubling Embiid, but he was like one pass away. Embiid just had to throw one pass and Maxey's there to splash it.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, you can't just double off of that guy, yo. And then in game 6, they started doubling off of, I think, Tobias, but then it led to a swing to Buddy Hield, and Buddy Hield made his pay a few times, right? Yeah. But you can't just
more than a few times.
You can't just make like one. You can't allow it to be one pass to like a wide open guy who's that lethal, bro. So I'm watching it and I'm like, are they really? Because I seen my man hedging, and I'm thinking, are they really about to? They about to do this for real, yo?
Yep.
And then Jalen just kicks it like one easy pass and he splashes a 3. And I'm like, yeah, let's go. But what were y'all doing? It's crazy because like it was me as like a fan, like yes. But then it was me as like my basketball brain started kicking in like, are you dumb? Like it was just so dumb, bro.
Yeah.
Like you can't double off the second most dangerous guy on the court when he's one pass away, bro. Yeah. Like it's gotta at least if he's gonna get the shot, it's gotta be like a swing where they rotated and they were late and he got the look. It can't just be one easy pass and he gets to shoot in rhythm.
Right. Yeah. And that's exactly what he did. Like there was no patience with it. There was no like stunt. Like he full on just went straight forward. And I was kind of like, okay.
No, Raul. This team does not show us that.
What did he say?
Yeah, people. You know what? People have been saying that a lot, and I don't agree with it.
All right, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it.
All right. We're gonna say it.
Let's continue with this. We'll revisit that. Let's continue with this point because I do want to show the play that we're actually talking about.
Oh, beautiful!
So this the play.
Yeah, like he's literally baiting this guy, yo.
So boom, here's the play right here. You got Jalen. He's already being guarded by Nembhard. And by the way, this guy saw Kelly Oubre and Nicholas Batum for 6 games. And the best you got is Nembhard and Nesmith. He's going to have a lot of these 40-point games, bro. There's no one else to pass the ball to. He's pretty damn efficient. He's going to have a lot of these 40-point games. So that's all I'm saying. Jalen is very comfortable right now. That's all. He wasn't comfortable the first 2 games versus the Sixers. They made him uncomfortable, and he figured out a way to get comfortable.
Yep.
Right now, he's comfortable off rip because there's no one to make him uncomfortable.
I seen one way they could make him uncomfortable, but we'll talk about that later too.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that. Go ahead. What'd you say, cuz?
The setup to this play, I don't know if they have it. You see coach say clear out, right? Mm-hmm. So it helps Jalen in this moment because they think it's going to be an isolation play.
Right.
So that's what also helps the double team come over to Jalen and get Dante open.
Mm-hmm. And that's
just because it's an isolation play doesn't mean that you could just
but
leave this guy though, bro.
Look at the time and look at who has the ball. And who's gonna be the one to take the final shot? If you're the other team, who do you think is gonna be? You think it's gonna be Jalen Brunson, right?
I guess,
and they're saying clear out and let Jalen have the ball. So of course your attention is gonna be on him.
I guess.
Only reason why I'm having any pause. First of all, if I'm Nesmith, I'm saying one of you other motherfuckers do that.
And also, Kat. Like, all right, there's 9 on the clock, right? Mm-hmm. Like, they just said to clear out, like Ricky said.
Yep.
Like, make Jalen Brunson hit a shot over Nembhard, bro. I'm not just gonna give this guy a wide open practice 3, yo.
Nope. Nembhard's. Don't get me wrong. He's not a lockdown defender, but he's rather. Good, though. Yeah, he's good. I'd rather you trust what happens one-on-one with Brunson than to leave Dante DiVincenzo wide open. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense to me. So anyway, this is exactly what Joe's talking about. The clip is like 5 seconds long because that's how quick it took for them to make a dumbass decision.
Yeah, he's baiting the shit out of Neesmith, bro.
He's touching the elbow right now, and my man is at the hash.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Bro, you're more than 2 steps away from a shooter. That is terrible defense. I don't care.
But he gets further away though.
It gets worse. It gets worse.
This is just the beginning.
This is just
he sinks in further.
He sinks all the way in. Look at this. Dog, what are you doing?
Right there.
Like what? Like what's happening here, bro?
Like just like I drew up.
Yo. Now to be fair, guys. It's Shepard's job. It's Shepard's or Halliburton, that is actually.
Yeah,
it's Halliburton's job
to slide up.
Halliburton needs to be flying over to Dante right now and forcing a pass to Hart in the corner.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But he didn't do that at all. He just was lost.
Because if you know your personnel, you make sure there's always a defender on Dante DiVincenzo.
And I think Neesmith is trusting Halliburton.
He's trusting
but
this is the problem though. They're not a good defensive team, and we know that. They played a great first half defensively, and they just have these lapses all the time, and that's why people say that they're not a good defensive team. Shout out my guy Josh Rodriguez. He actually tweeted out during the game. He said the Pacers are playing really good defense right now. And this is the first half. He said I don't know if they're going to be able to keep this up the entire time.
They've been a pretty good defensive team with Siakam.
With Siakam, but he can't make you learn how to not leave a guy on a play like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just the difference. But anyway, he sinks way too deep. He's literally not even looking at Dante DiVincenzo right
now. Halliburton is so late, bro.
He's so late. And the thing
like it's over, bro. It's over.
It's over at this point. Now
Dante's release is so quick too. It's a wrap, bro.
And he's releasing it. Look, boom. Here you go. He said, by the time Halliburton's there, the ball's already in the air, bro. Like, and that's just. And don't get me wrong, he could have got it off quicker. He definitely could have got it
down. Yeah,
but he took his time and he got up under that one and he made sure that shot.
He could have faked it. Halliburton would have went final round, and he would have got the open shot either way.
That's how you do it, man. It's just waiting, and coach says it all the time. The game will tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? That's just how
I love that. I love that, bro.
You love when he says that kind of shit.
No. I love when other people are like putting out Tibbisms.
Oh, Tibbisms.
Nah, I feel like we've all become Tom Thibodeau. In some degree, yeah.
Some way, shape, or form, we've turned into Tom Thibodeau for sure. That's a fact. That's definitely a fact. But yeah, man, it's the game will tell you what to do. The magic is in the work, all that shit. You know, everything that Tib says. But yeah, so did we talk about how much did Dante actually have tonight?
Dante tonight 25 points.
Yeah, he was.
It is. Yep.
10 and 17, 5 and 9 from 3.
Man, when you can get a 24-point game from Josh Hart and a 25-point game from DiVincenzo and a 43-point game from Brunson, I don't see how you lose that game. I don't see how you lose that
game.
Well,
you lose it. You lose it if you get 3 points from the bench.
Well, first of all, let's talk about that real quick. What the hell's going on here, Coach? We might need to see Alec Burks, bro. Like, I get he scared the shit out of us, but we might need to see Alec Burks. Like, I don't disagree with you, bro. We won the game, but
yeah. All game. I was saying to myself, what adjustment? Like, who was he gonna pull out? Because Deuce, he didn't look like he fit this.
Yo, big ties. Fuck them. we don't care, bro. We don't care. Knicks win, baby. Knicks in 6. We don't care what ESPN talking about, bro.
Offensive foul led to Nick win.
He said,
yes, it did lead to a Nick win. Yes.
How they talking about?
There's always
The moving screen. The moving screen.
be something. Just like after we beat the 76ers, like I said, they were gonna go straight to Brunson. I mean, Embiid was 50% of the guy that he was, and this guy was hurt, and
he looked like he was a lot more than 50%, brother.
Halsey, he was dropping 50 and doing all kind of stuff. I don't want to hear none of that. Number one,
we missing a whole all-star, bro. Let's go.
Entire all-star, bro.
And there's nothing that anyone can say about that.
Yeah, we're missing a whole all-star, so I don't care. Even if you're a Knicks fan, because there are Knicks fans out there, and I'm gonna say it right now. We might have to talk about it when I say it. Even if you're one of those Knicks fans that believe that we're better without Julius Randle, at the end of the day, if we didn't have Julius Randle, there would be someone else there that we would have to spend that money on if they were healthy. So at the end of the day, I don't care who was there and what caliber player was or wasn't there. We didn't come with any excuses at all. Not once have we made an excuse this entire play. Everybody else, all of the analysts, every sports media network, they're making excuses for every single opponent that we're going to have to face.
The Knicks just hoop.
We ball.
You heard what Josh Hart said? He said, we don't care what the media and nobody talking about.
Nope.
Yeah, you can't.
Nope.
You can't.
But some people say that though. Like the Knicks legitimately don't give a shit.
That's a fact.
Imagine if Jalen Brunson listened to the media when everyone was like saying, "Oh, he's not even a 1A, like a 1B." Like if that got into his psyche, he would never be doing what he's doing right now. Yeah. And now everybody, well, I would say most people are still. I mean, some people are still saying that he's not the guy, but a lot of people changed their mind. He's setting records left and right. Like tonight, again, another 40-point game in the playoffs.
Yeah. Another fourth straight.
It's crazy.
I mean,
he's tied with
is it Jordan?
Michael, right? I don't want to say it because I didn't want nobody attacking.
But this is my thing, bro. Like he's doing things that we haven't seen since Michael, Oscar Robertson, and ESPN gets on. These guys gets on the after the game and they start talking like, oh, well, you know, Embiid was hurt. He couldn't do this and he couldn't do that and da 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 da. And it's like, dog, why is it that y'all can't just give someone credit for what they do?
Right,
just
exactly.
Give them credit. Great game and keep it freaking moving. And I did mention a tweet went viral as hell yesterday, and I didn't want it to because it was an uncomfortable topic. But I tweeted out that I said Becky Hammond strikes me as someone that will stay quiet on the Brunson situation until he loses, and then will run her narrative after that. And it kind of blew up, and I didn't really like it after a while because I'm like, I hope people don't think I'm trying to attack her because that's not what I was trying to do. It was just a tweet, and then you never know whatever one is going to blow the hell up. But there was a lot.
I'll be right back, boys.
Right. Go ahead. There was a lot of people come and talk about, oh, Jalen's not this yet, he's not that yet, and all kinds of stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like I completely get that, but it's more for me about the fact that they're gonna take every opportunity once you fail to say something, but they'll never give you your credit when you're actually doing what you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everyone gave me an excuse. Oh, she's coaching right now. She's working on that, and I'm like, dog. It don't take nothing to tweet. Don't give me none of that.
With anything.
Yeah, like you're coaching, so you can't tweet out Jalen Brunson's balling. Shut the hell up. Like, stop that. That doesn't make any sense because people do it all the time. Even when she had her response to what she said last time, she tweeted it out. So what is the difference now? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I didn't want to make it about that. But it's just when you see a guy doing what he's doing and you hear those numbers, as a Knicks fan, we're forced to look at it like it's not that serious because of the way everyone else is handling it. You know what I'm saying? But let it be Donovan Mitchell that did that. Let it have been Tyrese Halliburton that did that. What people would be acting like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just glad that we finally got a point guard who wants to be here and he actually just does what he had. What the hell he's supposed to do night in and night out, man. So
he wins.
He wins. And to talk about his stats, he was 14 to 26 from the field, 53.8%. 1 of 4 from the 3-point line. His free throws, 14 of 14. He didn't miss one. And you can tell like that was something that he worked on because there was some times multiple times last series where I'm just like, dog, do you work on free throws? Like, you shoot them shits? Because
I mean, he shot 85% during the regular season.
during the regular season is not the first round versus the Sixers when we needed him.
Missed some. He missed some big ones, bro. But I felt like everybody did.
Everybody did. Everyone.
Not Embiid.
Everyone.
Well, he had one game where he missed. He missed
a few
two or something like that.
But like I said, just like four. But just like I said with the free throws, though, Joe, it's not necessarily about how many. It was about when. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was my thing about it. It was just the worst time for you to miss free throws, and then we ended up losing that game. So, and also Josh Hart missed a free throw that game. So it's like these guys got to get in. And Josh did his thing tonight as well. He came through and hitting free throws the way he was supposed to be hitting his free throws. I mean, he was 5 for 8. You know what I'm saying? But we're talking about Josh Hart here. You know what I'm saying? He did pretty good. So, like I said, Brunson with another 40-point game, 43 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Like I said before, the 4 turnovers is not about how many, it's just when. But you take them when your guy got 43 points, 6 assists. You got to get the 4 turnovers every now and then because a lot of times it's high energy. You're not really always going to make the right decision, and stuff happens. But at the end of the day, a lot of them weren't game defining. So I'm not tripping about that. But talk to me about how you felt about Jalen Brunson before we get up out of here. Actually, before we get up out of here for about 10 minutes, I'm gonna put a link in the chat. So if you guys would like to come up.
Jalen Brunson, you talking to me or Ricky?
I'm talking to you can go ahead and I started with Ricky last time, so I'll go with you this time, Joe.
Just don't say what I'm gonna say.
Just don't say what I'm saying.
I mean, I thought it was business as usual for Mr. Brunson, bro. Like
Ricky,
he came, he saw, he conquered, yo. Know what I mean?
Facts.
Like that's it, yo. Like the dude he's unreal.
Mm-hmm.
15 most valuable player in the playoffs, according to ESPN, but
which is crazy to me.
They had Franz Wagner ahead of him, a few other guys.
Crazy.
But yeah, the 15th most valuable player, Mr. 1A. Yeah,
he should get custom license plates that say that.
Mr.
He just keeps proving them wrong, bro.
Mm-hmm. What about you? What about you, Rick?
48, 6 and 6.
43.
Oh, I'm sorry, 43, 6 and 6. I'm sure Pacer fans on Twitter right now complaining about the free throws.
No, they're complaining about that offensive foul. Promise you.
They're complaining about that. I'm sure they're complaining about the bench. Was it Ben Shepherd? The Ben Shepherd foul, or is it Nemhard? Actually, the Nemhard foul. Before the inbounds.
Are there Pacer fans?
Of course, bro. I mean, it's a basketball city.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they got fans. I haven't heard any.
I mean, yeah, but in all seriousness though, they don't have anything else, bro. Like it's literally basketball for them, bro.
Basketball city.
It's the Hoosiers, Corn, and the Pacers,
and Larry Bird.
Bro. So, and trust and believe, guys. We can make jokes about it, but when we go to Indiana, that place is gonna be an absolute madhouse, bro. Mm-hmm. And we're not gonna be able to invade and take over like we did in Philly, bro.
No. And it's not close to New York, so you're not gonna get a lot of random Knicks fans in there.
But my boy Dobbs will be there in Game 3. Shout out to the Rad Hatter.
Shout out to my
He'll be in the building.
The frozen envelope. Go ahead, Rick. Talk to me about Jalen.
What I saw was a team that planned to slow him down and attempt to stop him. And I felt like because he was a star, that's to be expected. Fact. And then you have Tyrese Halliburton, who is the star of their team, and we probably plan to shut him down. And I look at the difference between their statistics tonight. Right. And it's so eye-opening on how much of put this team on my back type of person Jalen Brunson is, and how much the team is like perfectly okay with lining up behind him and saying, hey, whatever you want. And I love the way this team moves, and I love the way Jalen Brunson, he gets like, it looked like he was struggling tonight. But then you look up and then he has 40-something points, and you're just like, this guy, I keep hearing Snoop Dogg in my head. This guy don't miss. Like he's gonna get his. He's gonna get his. And I love it, man. I love it.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. I kid you not, because I watched the entire game. When they said Jalen Brunson with 40 points, I said, what? I did not know he had 40 points.
Yeah, it was the most deadliest, most silent 40 ever, bro.
Quietest 40 you ever heard, ever you ever saw, bro. And it was just like, yo, like this is the kind of shit that I'm talking about. Like, you got a guy who can get 40 and no one notices he got 40. You know what I'm saying?
I think at one point, I think he hit a 3. He was only 3 of his game. It's only 3 of the game. I think that gave him 30. And that's when I believe that gave him 30. Okay. And that's when I thought to myself, yo, he might. No, that didn't give him 30. I'm lying, because that came late in the fourth. That 3 was huge. It came with like 4 minutes left.
Yeah. He already had.
But he had a shot, I think, in the third quarter that gave him 30. And I was like, he might go for 40 again?
Right?
He gonna do it again? Like,
because I was thinking to myself, like, it don't seem like
exactly
he got that many points. But I think it's because he got to the line so much that really, like, it made it seem like it made it seem like a more quiet 43 than you normally would expect.
Right, exactly. So I got my guy Raul in the building.
Why is your room so small, bro? I need a bigger room than this.
Who, me?
Right here, this whole camera thing is too small.
Oh, no, yeah, because the camera.
When
you use the phone, you got. If you turn it sideways,
turn to the side. Yeah.
Nah, I ain't doing all that. That's too much work right now. 11:30
Turn to the side.
You could do that. It's too much work. He said, turn it to the side.
There you go.
There you go. Now you're a big boy.
We in the building now.
What's up, my guys? How y'all doing, yo?
What's going on, man?
How you feeling,
bro? First things first, I gotta clear this up. Apollo is my boy. You ever heard you take a bullet for your brother? It's not
yes,
a
sir.
scenario, but I'll take a chair shot in the chest for this dude right now.
That's my
brother,
bro.
right there. I love that dude, bro.
Facts.
He finally answered my RSVP after 19 years.
I knew it was coming.
I take a rubber bullet for him. I take a rubber bullet,
bro. You too kind.
I take a rubber bullet.
Nah, bro. I mean, like, look, I've been around basketball since I was 4 years old, and this Knicks team is very different. I'm a Laker fan, but I appreciate all types of basketball. This Knicks team is different. And the head of the horse is always going to be Jalen Brunson, regardless of what anybody says. Let the dude play the way he's playing, because he's carrying you guys to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Facts. And that's
the way to look at it.
That's the thing about Jalen. It's just how consistent he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just he's going out there scoring a whole bunch of points and that. Oh yeah, he's scoring. It's not just the scoring. It's leadership. It's when these guys are down and he's in the huddle. He's like, yo, come on, let's get these guys going. He's an extension of Tibbs, literally, on the floor. Now, everybody knows my favorite guy on this team is always gonna be Josh Hart. He just, those kind of dudes always got my heart, man. No pun intended. But you know what I'm saying? It's just how he does whatever he does on the court. He doesn't need the ball to be effective. You don't need to run a play for him. Like, he's always gonna do his job. You don't gotta motivate him to play defense. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of players you got to have on your squad. But talk to me about Josh and how you feel about what he brings to the squad on a night-to-night basis.
Well, Josh, him giving you points is an added incentive to the Knicks roster. That boy don't need a score. He has a magnet for the ball. Him giving you, how much he had, like 20-something points a day, something like that?
And 24.
Bro.
Crazy. 24.
It's like
he gave us 10 the other day. We were just like, yo, we need that, right?
We need
he
that,
gave
right.
us Double
any
that.
point that you get from Hart is an added incentive to the Knicks roster. Because at the end of the day, the boy is like Jason Kidd. Like Jason Kidd, all he could do is pass, give you 16, 17 assists. But when he gives you 10 points, it brings more dynamics to the team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the only thing scary about today's game is that you let the Pacers tag along way too long. And when you give a team that type of confidence going into game 2, especially when they didn't get calls, game 2 is going to be an Indiana Pacer type of game where the calls are going to go their way to force a 6 or game 7. You know what
I'm looking
saying?
forward to that because you're right about that, because when you have guys like, and that's kind of why I was so upset with the TJ McConnells of the world. Like, you're always going to get annoyed with those kind of dudes, bro, because he does everything the other team needs him to do. You know what I'm saying? And he's taking Jalen Brunson to the freaking bucket. He's taking Deuce to the bucket.
I don't understand, bro.
Taking Dante to the bucket. And I'm like, what is
like,
going on here, dog?
Bro, it doesn't matter where, what, like, Knicks play, TJ McConnell's on the other team, like, book it. He's gonna cook.
Yeah.
It never, Raul, ask any Knicks fan, yo. Like, TJ McConnell is to be feared, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, he's that dude on the D train that yells, "Please stand behind the closing doors, please."
Yo, he's so
like
annoying.
He's opening and closing the door because niggas is holding the door for it.
Yeah, go find a Knicks fan right now, right? That's shocked about what TJ did tonight. Like, there's no shock Knicks fans tonight. We're all like, oh, this is what he does to the Knicks.
Yo, bro,
like,
he just
cooks us.
He's been doing it since Melo was here.
Yeah,
like, I don't think people understand that.
He had a game winner against us when he was in Philly.
Yes,
a game winner at the buzzer, bro.
Who's on that team?
I don't even care. All I know is he cooks. Bro, he cooks, yo, all the time. I don't like, and then he started getting baskets that were like
not even his top.
It would get like deflected and it would just end up in his head and he would get like, and I'm just like, all right, now this is starting to piss me off.
Yeah.
Because now it's like it's destined to happen. Like,
he's their Josh Hart.
He really is.
He's their Josh Hart.
That Pacers team, you know, first things first, they played a hell of a series against the Bucks. I don't care what anybody tell me. Pacers are a gritty team, and they've been like that since Reggie Miller's been a part of that franchise. And they still play the way the old Pacers play without a solid big man, because Miles Turner's not really a big. Now he's one of those shooting small power forwards now. So
yeah,
you know, now it's like, wow, and I can't believe the Pacers are. Today's game showed me that the Pacers are going to hang with you guys. I still got the Knicks in 6 because, you know, I'm going to pick, obviously, the team that's, you know, that's the better team on the floor and on paper.
Yeah.
Knicks in 6, that's what I got. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say this, though, Raul.
Huh?
I say this, Raul. Buckle up, bro. I know that there's some.
I'm not. Yo, listen.
I know you're not. I know, but still, buckle up for a great series, bro.
Apollo promised me snacks and a juice box, bro.
Yeah, all I'm saying is, I know you don't got no skin in the game, but all I'm saying is buckle up for a great series because
no. I think
the Knicks don't blow people out, bro.
Well,
ever since the Julius injury is just not what we do, unfortunately.
But y'all playing good without Julius anyway, and I hate to say it, but
no, don't. Can we? Now that we got him here, can we go there real quick, Kat?
Let's go there.
You did say later.
I did the game of basketball. Like I said, Paulo knows he for a very long time. Randall, to me, is a piece that you need during the season. Because right now it's proving to me that Brunson can carry this team without a Randall. You put the core pieces around him. As a matter of fact, get another big, a stretch 4. Use Randall as trade bait. Get Karl Anthony Towns from the Minnesota Timberwolves if you want. Lord Jesus, get a stretch 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Put Mitchell Robinson in that mix, and the Knicks will dominate the East for the next 3, 4, 5 years with Brunson as the head of the snake. Randall don't need to be on this team right now. You bring Randall back, it's gonna mess up the cohesion if you guys got the rotation you guys got right now. Because he's gonna want to chalk shots. He's gonna want to be a part of the offense. He's gonna play lackadaisical defense. You know what I'm saying?
I-
Right now,
I got one word, right?
what's up?
January.
I know. It's facts.
Oh, the
Shit.
trade deadline.
No.
Bro.
What he's saying is January. Our record in January with Julius.
Not just our record. When we had him and OG,
and OG. Yeah.
we were obliterating teams, bro.
That's
Like-
the season. That's 82 games. We're playing a 7-game
No.
season. It's
I get
different.
that, bro. But
Different type of mindset.
who's to say that wouldn't carry over though?
Bro,
Who's to say that wouldn't?
The way y'all Knicks fans, the way y'all Knicks look right now, Randall doesn't exist to me right now. That's how I see it.
I disagree, bro. I seen a lot of instances in that Sixers series where I'm like, damn, we could use 30, yo.
I said it all the time. I was even nervous about that series without Randall. But I say this because I hear this a lot, and I'm just like, I don't. All right, so one of your star players is out.
Mm-hmm.
You just give up? Nah, you're gonna keep fighting, and they're fighting and they're winning. But that doesn't mean that you don't need him. I'm sure if you asked any member on that team, they'd be like, "Yes, we would love to have."
Ask Jalen Brunson.
Yeah,
sure. Jalen Brunson.
See my own live because he knows. Ask Jalen Brunson, bro. Jalen Brunson is exhausted.
But you know what? It's working, and whatever's working, you can't fix it. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Jalen might cut off his right pinky to get Julius back.
All right, I'll say this before because I got somebody else. I got somebody else in here. Before we get you off, but I will say this. I do think that before this is truly how I see it. Before Julius Randle got hurt, he was the one. He was the main guy.
That's right.
Even though Brunson, we knew we should have been following Brunson's lead the way we are now. It was Julius Randle's squad.
You think so? I don't agree with that.
I still think.
Yes,
I still think before the offense, a lot of.
I don't even think Julius believed that though, because when it came down to nut cutting time, Julius was giving the ball to Jalen.
But he came to this team believing that it was his team.
Yes.
No.
But I don't think he believes that now though.
Who? Julius?
Yes. In crunch time, he's actively looking for 11, bro.
No. I'm saying that I think that up until that time, the Knicks themselves,
Randall was the head of the snake.
Randall was the head of the snake, and Brunson was the point guard who ran things and kept things in order.
Yes.
Once that injury happened, and they had to put the ball in Jalen's hands to figure it out. I think once that happened, I think the front office and Julius both said, I'm following that dude's lead right there. You know what I'm saying? No matter what happens, each and every member of this roster, I think they took their time and said, yo, I think we should be following this dude. Whatever he do, we're going to go with wherever he goes, I'm rolling with him. You know what I'm saying?
And Joe, don't forget, Julius Randle was crowned king of New York. He was the guy. So I mean, now he can't say I'm still the guy because he's sitting out. But I mean, like when he comes back, will there be a power struggle? I don't think so.
No,
but there will be. The team play will be different.
I'll say this before I get the next guy up. I think the same thing happened with Mitch. I mean, not Mitch. Julius and Brunson. That happened with Mitch and Hartenstein, in a way, and it's realizing your role on this team. Like you had to sit out, like, because to be honest with you, if you had Mitch and Hartenstein there the whole time, I don't ever see them going straight to Hartenstein. I don't see that move happening full-fledged without easing their way into that. You know what I'm saying? They same thing with this with the Randall injury. When Randall got hurt, they had no option but to go full-fledged Brunson. You know what I'm saying? And that was what made them make that switch. And it was like, okay, I'm sticking with that. Because now Mitch is back. And who's starting? Hartenstein. Plenty minutes. Getting a lot of those minutes. And you don't see Mitch until what? Until Hartenstein gets in foul trouble. So I think that's kind of that same situation. But Raul, my guy, Finally
Thank you. I'm
Finally.
I can finally
Finally.
get that RSVP, bro. I've been holding on to it for 18 years, bro.
Listen, I appreciate you, bro. You stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't take it personal.
I'm gonna always support you guys. You know that, man. You my guy, man.
Yo, mad love, bro. We
Always
appreciate
support, guys.
you.
Yo,
Mad
Kirk,
love.
you got to do this more often. This is fun as hell, man.
Yeah. I got you
fellas.
for sure.
All day Lakers. I mean Knicks. My bad.
Nah, he gotta go. He gotta go now.
Get him out! Get him out of here!
That was gonna be another 18 years.
What are you doing? You threw it away right away. Nah, I'm messing with you, bro. Appreciate you coming up. The next guy we got up is my guy and your guy as well, Rick. Xavier Marshall. What's going on, my guy? What's going on, man? Appreciate you.
We made it.
Yes, sir. Love the hat.
I gotta pinch myself. What's going on, fellas?
What's good, bro? Good to see you.
That was good.
Always a pleasure. Finally,
Yeah.
It's nice to finally get some time up here to talk Knicks with you. But yeah, I agree with a lot of what you say. I think what we also got to realize is I think everything happens for a reason. And yes, Randall went out, but like they always say, that it's the next man up mentality, right? Mm-hmm. So Brunson, that allowed Brunson to really take over, and he kind of, in my opinion, he gave us an MVP year. Yeah. You know, he's without his second All-Star. Mm-hmm. He's he didn't have his. Mitch was having a defensive player of the year type of season before he went down.
Yeah.
No, so despite all that, and if we even, and some people are saying, the Knicks they're not where they should have been. The Bucks slid, and this person slid, and this person. But all those games that were close games and calls that we should have got, if they gave us those calls, we would have won those 4 or 5 games and still ended up being the 2 seed anyway.
Yeah,
facts.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, all that said, I think Julius, he's a very emotional player, I'll say, to be nice. And
to be nice.
And so, you know, he has to see it. He's able to see it in front of his face working. So now when he comes back, he's going to come back on the minutes restriction, right? So he's going to have to work his way back in. And I think that's the right way for him to come back. So if he's working his way in instead of just coming back and then just trying to be Julius, you know, he's 38, 35 minutes a game, you know. So now we can slow roll him and see what the offense looks like with him in the defense.
Yeah.
And
that's the scary part right there is the defense.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know
you know,
but bro, we were good defensively with him too.
You were.
Right.
You were.
I'm gonna keep talking about January until
I know.
until I'm as blue.
OG is the key.
Of course, OG is the key. But my point is, right now we're like saying Knicks, right? We're saying Knicks.
Yeah.
With Randall, we were super saying Knicks, bro.
Yeah.
Like that shit looked crazy, bro.
It
like
Mitch wasn't even in the lineup.
Yo, the team and Mitch wasn't even healthy. Yo, teams look like they had no chance, guys. And
you see, remember we did to the Nuggets?
I can't get. We beat the Nuggets by 36. Crazy. We beat Philly by 38. Like I can't get that out of my head, bro.
We also beat the Timberwolves too.
Beat the Timberwolves too. Yep.
But to beat the Timberwolves, that was the first OG game. So I can't act like that didn't happen.
Facts.
Like. Not just that it happened. Not just that we went 14-2. How dominant we were at 14-2.
Right.
Like teams had no chance. They couldn't score on us. Your teams averaged under 100 points per game in January against us.
Yep.
Yeah,
they had to put respect on our names.
That was crazy.
Did you hear? Did you guys hear me? Did y'all hear me?
Teams
averaged under 100 points per game against us in January.
Yeah.
The Knicks were unbelievable when we had those 3 guys together. I have to see it again, guys.
Well, we gotta see if Mitch comes back. We gotta wait till he's 100%. Not Mitch. Well, him too. Randall comes back to 100%. And we got all these new pieces that we don't know what Randall looks like with I don't know if we're gonna keep Bogey, but with all these other pieces, so I think we're in a great spot now. And with Randall back, we could only be it depends if he's gonna be disruptive and say, I need the ball, 30 shots a game.
I don't think we got to worry about that. I think
we need him. We need him to score. We do need him to score. We do need him to be him. First of all,
and we need his playmaking.
Yeah. That's the other thing. Like, I don't want Julius to come back and not be Julius. I just want Julius to find the way to be Julius with this team. You know what I'm saying? And that's just it. And I don't doubt that he can do it. If he really wants to be here, and you're seeing what Jalen Brunson is doing. Just like any other player who would get traded here or would come here in the offseason, if they're watching what Jalen Brunson is doing right now,
you want to be a part of that.
They're gonna be like, "Yo, I'll follow your lead." Yeah, it doesn't matter who it is. So,
another thing, guys,
Julius would be crazy not to follow that lead.
Yo, so Jalen Brunson tonight was 1 of 4 from 3, right? Like the 3-point shooting, it hasn't fallen off a cliff since Julius has been out. That would be overstating it. But it has not been as good. 60% of his threes were assisted by Julius before Julius got hurt. Like his catch and shoot opportunities have dried up since Julius went out. Now he's shooting pull-up threes. Like, I don't know, man. I just don't want my point guard to die.
Yeah. I feel you.
He needs help, guys. He needs another guy that could do some things.
Yeah, and I don't think it's not sustainable for him to take. What is he taking? How many shots did he take tonight? I know he was like
26 tonight.
26. That's a lot of shots to put up a night.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like with Julius there, he might be taking 20. Like he's not going to take 22. Yeah, because at the end of the day, who loses shots in that situation? Because someone has to lose shots, and it's not going to be Jalen. You know what I mean? So it's more likely it'll be a guy like probably Hartenstein.
And I think he'll get a lot better shots. He'll get a lot more wide open shots.
Way better shots.
For sure. And that's the thing. Like Hartenstein will probably be a guy who might lose minutes because we're not gonna go to him for offense as much. You know what I'm saying? Like he's more there for defensive purposes and spreading the floor. And Julius will pick up a lot of those shots at the basket, mid range, even at the 3. You know what I'm saying? But like Joe is saying, when he gets the ball, people have to focus on Julius. Like he gets the ball, he puts the ball on the floor and he puts that head of steam down. Like you have to guard that guy. You have to send another defender. You can't leave him one-on-one when he's driving to the paint as strong as that guy is.
Most teams have no matchup for him.
Yeah, exactly. Most teams don't. And then you gotta have Dante and Jalen on the hash or on the corner here or there. Like that's very
an OG in the corner. Like
OG
what?
In the corner. I said Coney. But my thing about Julius is always it's not just the points. Like, people talking about 20 and 10. It's not the 20 and 10 for me. It's the 5. It's the assists. You know what I'm saying? And just the amount of playmaking that he brings to this team when guys are laser focused on Julius and Jalen. Like with Julius there, this team is dangerous, y'all. Like this version of this team, and he's the perfect guy. Anyone else we'll bring in won't be as playmaky as a power forward like that would be. If you're going to replace somebody at the power forward, there's not many other guys at that position that give the ball up the way he does.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not just the 20 and 25 and 10. It's also the assist for me.
His physical presence is also something that we lack. And when I said in the Sixers series, I was nervous because Randall wasn't there, was because of there's no matchup for Embiid, that same type of thing. So it was like who you're going to get to nobody. But when you put somebody like Randall there, he believes that he's better than everybody. So he's going to put himself in the position to step up and guard him and be physical with him, to throw him off his game, to wear him out so that he doesn't play 100% like he was. He was injured, but yet they gave him something because the way he was playing the last couple of games, I was like, he don't look like he was injured at all. So
yeah, that was actually what supposedly was the rumor, is that the reason why the Bell's palsy came along was because of the drugs
whatever
that
they
they were
gave him,
giving him,
they had to give him something.
Mm.
which is crazy. So I'm like, man, like, because I don't know how you came from having what he had, like he had to go get surgery. Didn't he have surgery?
I think he had knee surgery, right?
He had knee surgery in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
First game of the series, he hurts his knee.
Yeah.
Goes back in the locker room. You hobbling for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And then you just make it through the rest of the series like with no other knee problems.
Right. No limp.
No limp.
He got that. They gave him that shot.
He gave him that shot. That shot. You know, one of them ones. But yeah, they made sure that he was here.
But Julius being there physical with him would have wore him down, and he wouldn't have been able to do what he did. Even though we did shut him down in one of those games where he barely scored throughout the game. But I don't know. It's situations like that where Randall would really be needed.
Mm-hmm.
As the game went on, you know, he was trying to match up with the Knicks.
Yeah.
And as the game went on, you saw that. I mean, but you also got to remember he's 7'2", 7'3".
Yeah.
And he's 280. You know, and that big body, pause. You can't put you playing at that level throughout the entire game like that. And you know that's why he was like by the fourth quarter he was scoring. He was barely scoring.
Yeah. And that's the thing about. I'm not gonna lie. I've noticed that a lot about Embiid is in the playoffs. I do notice he starts off the game very, very strong, and towards the game, it's like he used all
his tails off.
Yeah, and even when he was healthy, you know what I'm saying. That's just, I don't know. Is it if it's focus or if defenses focus more on him in the playoffs and they box him out a little bit more? I don't know, but it's a little bit too consistent for me.
Did you see the post I put up?
Nah.
About him?
Nah. What'd you say?
Where?
On the frozen envelope.
On the envelope. Okay. Nah. Yeah. What'd you say?
So I heard from somebody, a very reliable source, trust him with my life. He know a few things about Joel. And one of the things that he was telling me is that he has he's not dedicated to his craft and keeping his body healthy and stuff like that. So he was telling me some crazy shit. Like that this guy basically be eating he'll order fast food. He'll eat 8 cheeseburgers and drink 3 milkshakes. I'm sorry, bro, but you think about this, right? Think about it, guys. He's got knee problems, right? He's had knee problems his entire career. And he's played his entire career at about 280 pounds. At what point do you say, yo, maybe if I lose some of this weight and take some pressure off of these knees, maybe I'll be better off. But instead, he comes in the same shape every single year.
Same shape.
And expects to beat the Knicks in a 7-game series and play 44 minutes a night.
After playing 82 games a series, 80 games a year, come on, bro. At what
bro.
Do you take your craft that serious? You know what I'm saying? That's
look at Anthony Edwards, bro. Do you see what that man transformed his body into, yo?
Speaking of Anthony Edwards, Raul said put a fork in the Nuggets. They cooked down 25.
Yo, this is what I'm saying.
At home.
This is without Gobert or like State likes to say Gobert. This is without him.
Gobert. Yeah, man, that's a tough team. X, you got any last because we about to wrap it up. I don't want to leave without you getting anything in that you wanted to say. You got anything?
Only other thing I would say about Embiid, I think he, not to give him excuses, but his role players haven't really stepped up for him in the past. Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, James Harden. You know, and yeah, thanks for having me.
There for a couple of them too. He was there for all of those.
Yeah.
Tobias is a hot ass mess, yo. He had 0 points in game 6.
Yo, that was nuts.
Zero. A donut, bro.
Donut in the closeout is absolutely insane.
Unacceptable.
Especially when you played 29 minutes.
Yeah,
you were there the whole game. What'd you say, Rick?
I was going to ask you one question before you go, X.
Mhm.
What do you think the Knicks need to improve upon for Game 2?
I would say probably bench scoring.
Oh yeah.
Get some more points off of the bench. Just to give, because my biggest fear is
Who's
that
coming off the bench for you?
well, the same three guys.
Gotta play Burks, man.
No, can't play Burks. He's too bad.
We might need to see Burks. I'm not gonna lie.
We might have to, man. Like
he has
play
those moments,
Precious.
It's spooky when Brunson isn't on the court and Dante isn't on the court.
That's the thing. You gotta play Burks with Jalen.
True. Yeah, that's how you keep him in check.
Yeah.
How many minutes did Jalen Brunson play tonight?
Like 30? No, like
Let me
40.
see. Jalen Brunson.
I'm pretty sure Jalen Brunson played
43 minutes.
Ooh,
so he played all but 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So
all right, but
you can't find 5 to 7 to 8 minutes on the court with him and Burks.
Okay, well then they gotta score. Somebody has to score.
Yeah,
but that we can't have 3 points off the bench. I mean, maybe Alex Burks could come in and hit a spot up 3 or 2.
Yeah,
but
he has moments.
So we brought him here for.
Exactly.
The bench they either have to score or they have to keep the other team from scoring.
That's the only other thing about Burks is he's a turnstile.
Defense. Yeah.
So, I don't think he's a turnstile though. You think he's a turnstile? I think he's not great, but I don't think he's he's not any worse than Bogdanovich. Put it like that.
Clumsy,
okay,
man. He's so clumsy. It drives me crazy.
Play Shake Milton, man.
The only reason, I would like to see Shake, but the thing about Shake is he has no clue what this team is really.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like at least Burks play for Tibbs. He knows the style. He kind of knows what he expects. Shake I don't think, and we spoke about this the other day. It's the trust factor. He doesn't trust yet. Like he trusts Burks more than he trusts Shake, and I think that's the underlying thing when it comes to Tibbs. If he doesn't trust you, you're not touching that floor, bro. It doesn't matter what he needs.
I'll say this: if we get up, if we're ahead by like 12 points going into, the end of a quarter, okay, I'll let Burks go in with Deuce.
Let's say you're gonna be safe, right? I feel you.
Deuce, Burks, what's his name? Adenobi, Josh Hart, and Mitchell Hartenstein. But you got to be, if you're playing him, you got to play all defensive roster. And I liked what's his name's defense tonight, DiVincenzo.
Yeah,
he's getting after it.
Yeah, he has to get cooking on that end of the floor to even bring what he brings.
You see what he did to Maxey in Game 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was telling everybody that needed to be the matchup from Game 1 instead of OG. Because what happened? Mm-hmm. What happened though, bro? Soon as they started playing OG off ball, all those drives by Maxey, OG was erasing those shits at the rim, bro.
He was smacking them shits. Right? And the only thing about Maxey though is that he just puts so much pressure at the point of attack, and he can get downhill very, very, very. He's probably one of the 3 fastest players with the ball in the NBA. I'm not gonna.
Good thing we don't got to deal with that in this series.
Good thing we don't got to deal with that anymore. X, appreciate you for coming out, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And I got a mic here too. It's not plugged in.
Okay.
I didn't think I was gonna get up here.
Nah, man. Listen. I'm always down to have you guys. The last time I did it, nobody came up.
He ain't even believe your word, bro.
I told him I was gonna let him off. He was like, "Nah, I don't believe it."
Damn. That's cold. That's cold. That's cold, X. That's cold, yo.
Yo, man, I got I got to
Man
change the
told
narrative.
you. Man told you we getting you in, and he ain't even bother to plug the mic in. He was like, man, whatever.
I gotta change the narrative on myself, man. I guess I don't be letting my guys up. So don't you worry. From now on, you guys have a seat here. No matter when, just let me know when you're available. And
All
you
right, cool.
X, man.
Cool,
Thank
cool,
you for
cool.
coming through, bro.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, bro.
All
All
right,
right.
man. Peace.
Yo, Rick.
Yo,
Before we get up out of here, you asked the question. You said,
what do they need
"What
to
do the Knicks
do?
got to do better in Game 2?" What'd you think, Cap?
I'm gonna have to agree with X. Like we need bench scoring. We need bench scoring. Like we need more than 3 points.
Yeah, they kept showing that stat throughout the game.
That cannot happen. And
What was it 42-3? Some crazy shit.
yeah, it was 40 something to 3, and it was just ridiculous. They had damn near 40 more bench points than we did.
I'll tell you right now, they have 46 to 3.
46 to 3. That can't happen, y'all. That cannot happen. I think the starters did what they had to do today. We only really went down. I really truly feel like if the bench is doing what they got to do offensively and defensively, we might see a blowout game in this series, because there is way too many times where we had our bench on the court and we're not scoring at all, and they didn't pull away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So you got to take advantage. Like I said, when you got TJ McCollum balling like that and we're not scoring, you take advantage. That's the game you win. If you don't win that game, it's going to be a very, very long series from you. Because I don't foresee us, a very short one, a very short one. I don't foresee us having another 3-point game off the bench. I just don't see that.
Yeah, a lot of that though is Josh Hart, bro.
Facts.
That's why Josh Hart is amazing as he was tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he only finished a +4, because he was out there with the bench just holding on for dear life.
It had to. We had to hold on to Josh Hart for dear life. That's basically how we got out of here, bro. Personally, Rick, what about you? What you think we need?
I was gonna make a point, but I wanted to look at the stat, but I don't know why I wasn't doing that before. But I was thinking maybe more fast break points. Like I feel like when we don't allow the defense to set, we get easier. I don't want to say easier shots because the defense is still there, but it's better opportunities to score because you don't have to usually beat them down. So you usually have more more players into your benefit to take a shot, and then you can choose who's going to take the shot now. And then you see OG behind the arc. You see Dante behind the arc, and then you can get Deuce McBride behind the arc, and those shots right there where Hart just takes it and he just goes for it. They're just like, nah, he's not going to score because the rest of the team didn't set, and then he gets this easy layup. So like, if we see more of that, I feel like not allowing the defense to settle, I think is always, for any team, I think is the way to go. But I feel like if we do that a little bit more and stop, the one thing that bothers me about Jalen Brunson is that he looks for the calls. And sometimes he's arguing with refs, which we saw Randall do earlier on, and just get back, get back, play the game. Don't look for the foul, take the shot. If the whistle blows, great. If it doesn't, at least you put up a decent shot. And let the coach call for a challenge or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just feel like we need to
play
the game at our pace.
Yeah.
And I feel like we do a lot of running. So if we can just keep them running and keep them off of their defensive stance, I think we'll blow a bigger lead than, not blow a lead, but like balloon a bigger lead in the game where we can sit a little bit more comfortable.
Facts. I agree.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yo, you looking at the game?
So I was looking at the stats because I wanted to check on what Ricky was saying. We actually had more fast break points than them. We outscored them 20-18.
Right.
But here's the
That's what I'm
crazy.
saying. We need more of that. Yeah.
Want to hear a crazy stat though, bro?
What?
Go for
it. Indiana turned the ball over only 8 times tonight.
Wow.
Right? They were great. Wow. Knicks turned it over 15 times.
Yeah.
So Knicks turned it over 15 times. Indiana had 13 points off turnovers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? Yes. 15 turnovers, only 13 points off turnovers. Indiana turned the ball over 8 times. Yeah. Do you know how many points the Knicks had off turnovers?
20-something.
22, bro.
That's crazy.
Off of 8 turnovers. Wild.
That's crazy.
Look at Ricky's mathing it out. Like, what?
Yeah, I'm like, how did they do that?
So you turn the ball over, you get a steal, and you don't convert. How many times? That must have happened time and time again. You know what I realized? They played better with their bench on the floor.
Oh yeah, their starters were horrible tonight.
Yeah,
just to be clear,
just that's what I understood that stat to mean. That not so much that we need to have more bench scoring, but that their bench, that their starters aren't as good as their bench players. That's how I looked at the stat initially.
Yeah, because if you looked at a certain point, I think it was 40. I think at halftime, it was like 48. We had 48, and our bench had 1. And I think at halftime, our starters had 48, our bench had 1. Their starters had 28, and their bench had 28 or 27 or something like that. Yeah. So I'm just looking at that, and I'm just like, yo, hold on.
What's happening here?
What's going on? Like, why are you guys not? I don't know. Maybe they're not as scary as we thought, but it's not a team. Like, I don't want to sleep on the Pacers. You know what I'm saying? Because they're a team that can sneak and get some wins. I don't know. From what I saw tonight, if we continue to play the way we played and just get a better production from the bench, there should be no reason why this series isn't over within 5 games. And that's just me personally from what I saw tonight.
So I'll say that my keys to what the Knicks got to do better next game is one number I'm looking at. I always talk about this number when I talk about the Knicks. I always talk about the possession battle. Mm-hmm. So Indiana got 88 shots up tonight. The Knicks only got 82 shots up. That was in large part because of the turnover differential, but also because the Knicks didn't. The second half they were better, but they didn't really crash the glass, the offensive glass, the way we know them to. And that's credit to Indy.
We had 2
at halftime.
At halftime, yeah.
We finished with 8 though, so we had a pretty good second half on the glass. Josh Hart, was doing Josh Hart things in the second half.
Also, Mitch didn't play a lot of those minutes, so I think that had a lot to do with it too.
Yeah, but yeah, bro, I'm looking at that though. That's the number right there. They can't get up 6 more shots than us in game 2, bro.
Yeah,
like we gotta make listen. They're the 26th best defensive rebounding team in the NBA. We need to make them look like it.
Well, in order to do that, we got to play Mitch more. Great. Mitch played 11 minutes and 47 seconds tonight, and he had 2 rebounds.
But where's Isaiah though, bro?
Isaiah he played for 36 minutes, and he had 6 rebounds.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
like, where is he? Where is he at though? What is he doing?
Oh, I mean, he's doing what he can.
Don't get me wrong, get in there and be a monster like we know that you are, bro.
Right, but we also know that Mitch is the best offensive rebounder in the NBA. Like, we have that guy on our team.
Yeah. And Hartenstein, he's down there with Turner and Turner's no slouch. He's actually.
I think
Jackson actually played better than him.
I think that's the thing too, though, Ricky. I think you're right. Like, I think that the fact that Turner is such a perimeter threat. Mm-hmm. I had to watch the game over. Maybe it's pulling Hartenstein away from the hoop, to where he's not able to crash the glass. But yeah, bro. Like, I need a better effort on the offensive glass than what we've seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's definitely a number to change, especially to start the game. You gotta get offensive rebounds. That's our DNA. That's literally our DNA.
We still won the glass though. We still won the glass.
But it's the offensive glass that we got.
In the offensive glass, it was only 8-7 Knicks. So I would like that to be a little bit bigger for differential.
Give us like
Overall,
14
it was
times.
32-25.
All right. I think we'll be all right. If there's one thing I know this team does, they never go into the locker room and they say, all right, we got that. Like, it's always a what can we do better? And that's why I think this team can go far, and I think this team will finish this series within 5 games. If it's 4, I would like that. But you know what I'm saying? I don't always get what I want. I would like
I'm just not sure who's gonna score for this team. Somebody's got to emerge. Who's gonna score for the Pacers down the stretch, bro?
They don't have that guy yet.
Because we have guys who can stay in front of Halliburton, bro. And he's not really shooting that ugly ass step back the way he was earlier in the year.
He did it a few times, but it's not as consistent.
He shot like over 40% on that shot like early in the year. Now it's like abysmal.
Yeah, it's like 31 or
yeah. You know what I heard somebody say though, bro, and I thought it was interesting. Somebody said they were talking about like Tyrese's shooting, right? Like how he was like kind of lighting it up early in the year. And somebody said that he's not hurt anymore, right? Because that was the thing. It was the hamstring. The hamstring was like 2 months ago now. So it's like, I don't know. Somebody said, yo, it's not the hamstring. It's not any kind of injury. This is just who he is as a shooter.
Wait, that was just an anomaly back then, is what they're saying?
No. The hamstring was real.
No. But his shooting back then was.
Oh yeah. They were saying that was just hot shooting, and what we're seeing now, right? And this is everything ties into the form and all of that, right? Like what we're seeing now is more indicative of who he is as a pull-up jump shooter. Because when I watched him in college, I never thought that he would be a pull-up jump shooter.
His form is way too messed up.
I thought that he would make open threes, which he does, right? If you leave him open, he's going to splash that shit. But I was shocked when I seen in the NBA, he was like hitting step backs and stuff like that. Like it was amazing to me that he could hit step backs with that shot.
Right.
So is this person right? Like, is this really who he is, bro?
Time will tell.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
I'm not gonna lie. I
hope it's who he is, because if this is who he is,
I'll take it. I'll take it every single night.
I'll take
every night.
But like you said earlier, we don't blow teams out. We grind every single game. This team plays in the mud. That's just how we are. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't have at least one blowout game. But if we're being honest, this team, I think, plays very well together. We've had playoff experience last year with Jalen Brunson as the head of the snake. We just came out of another first-round series. I think we want to prove that we're an Eastern Conference Finals team. I think that's literally something that they want to prove. I don't think they're out here like feeling like they're lucky that they're here. I think they are still on a mission to prove to everyone, like, listen, we can beat anyone in front of us. And I'm gonna be honest with you, they can honestly give Boston a run for their money. I can't tell you how the series is gonna go, how many games, who's gonna win, but it's not gonna be a cakewalk for Boston, and they know that. They honestly know that. So I'm hoping the Cavs make them sweat a little bit. And if you're not gonna make them sweat,
I'm wide awake, bro.
if you're not gonna make them sweat, please do me a favor and just bow out gracefully as fast as you can, so that they can go home and get a lot of rest and mess up their rhythm. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I'm looking for. But
Cap knows I'm not falling asleep. Cap knows I'm gonna be up all night.
Nah, Joe's night.
He doesn't even sleep.
Joe's night is just now beginning, guys. Trust me.
I might watch the game too. I might watch the game 2 more times.
Another game, yeah, at least. Yeah, he's a night owl, like a motherfucker. So, all right, that's pretty much all we got. Wednesday we play the same team once again at the Garden at 8:00.
Oh, do we?
Yes, we do. We play the same guys again.
Oh,
gotta do this again. Same team.
I was like, wait.
Let's do this again. Same team. Same team again.
It's a series.
Series. So you know what I'm saying. Congratulations to the Knicks to get there. You know, to get that dub out the way. Appreciate everybody who came up. RBL, Xavier. Appreciate y'all. It was a blessing to have y'all.
I got dry eyes, bro.
He's lying. He ain't got no damn dry eyes, bro.
Nah, I really do though. My eyes be dry as hell. If you see me rubbing them, it's because my drink.
It's because
I be having the. I keep the Visine on deck, bro.
Yo, me too.
Oh, me too. Me too. I mean, there's other reasons. Anyway, I just really appreciate our Knicks for what they I love my Knicks, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, very exciting times.
Very exciting
time for Knicks fans, man. I love it.
For sure. Like I said, we play the same team again on Wednesday. I'll see you guys. I'm not sure. Shout out to the Knicks Nightcap crew. Phil, all caps. My guy Bully, I-95 Bully, and of course my guy Eru, diehard Knicks. Shout out to my guys. We've been doing the Knicks Nightcap every Wednesday. This week it will not be Wednesday, it'll be Thursday, so that might open up a window for us to do a post game. We'll let you guys know. I don't want to promise anything. My life is
let's do it. Let's do it.
But yeah, man, appreciate y'all. You too, of course, for coming through. Dre's here in spirit. If we did the show yesterday, he'd have been here. Dre really hates it when we don't get to do the show on the weekend because he's really not able to come through. But you know what I'm saying? I really appreciate him anyway for even being in the chat sometimes because he don't even really be available a lot. Like he got a lot going on. But shout out to Dre, shout out to y'all, shout out to those Knicks. We got the first game out the way. Let's keep it going. Until next time, y'all have a good one. Peace.